What's up, YouTube? Back again. I think I finally figured out my little flow with this MP60. You see, I went and got the Akai S5000 to go with it. So, I mean, it's been we had our moments, but I finally got everything running smoothly. Now, what I do is I chop up all my samples. Man, I know since my last video, I ain't been having nothing but problems with this. First it wouldn't cut first it wouldn't cut off, remember? Every time I shut it down, hold the button, whatever, no matter what I do, it'll come right back on. Took the SSD out and all that stuff. Everybody started saying, try this, try that. Man, nothing worked. Thing broke. Shit, eventually what it started doing is not coming on. So when I finally got it back on, I said, I'm gonna just leave the damn thing on until it die. When it finally died, I'm gonna take my SSD and my memory card out, and I'm gonna go live and throw this motherfucker down my block. It's gonna be the end of the live too. But for right now, its only duties right now is to chop up samples to go in this S5000 or this, depending on what I feel like, and the 4000. I chop up samples for the 4000 too with it. So that's that. Shit, you see I got a little keyboard, man. If you get an S5000, I guess probably any one of these old Akai rack samplers, do yourself a favor. If you can get a keyboard, if it's got a connection for a keyboard on it, man, that beats turning this jog wheel, name and everything. Man, that made my whole life a lot better. But yeah, finally got this sucker going. It came with some issues when I bought it. I had to choose between this one. This one had the maxed out memory, and another one had the word clock and some more shit. I figured I needed the memory more, so I went with this one. Well, when I got it, and this is a lesson, I'm gonna teach you something. If you ever start hearing a hiss or like a static sound when you playing your samples, it's probably your memory. Because I should have known, because when I got this 4000, it came with one memory stick in it. And so I went on eBay. Don't ever buy eBay memory too. Like, I want to say, what's the name of this company? Their memory didn't work. Well, shit, forget it. Well, I bought cheap memory off of eBay. Threw that stick in there, and I was having the same problem with this. Whenever the memory would get loaded up, like, I want to say halfway, maybe a little bit over half full, you would start hearing a noise. So I figured that out, pulled out the memory, the one chip, pulled out both chips, no sound, no noise, no static, put one in. Then I found out it was the bad memory chip that I bought off eBay. So figured that out. But when I got this one, it came with memory in it. Man, and I had forgot all about that shit. So I'm sitting here making beats, and I paid a nice amount of money for this sucker too. And every beat I'm listening, and as I'm making them, going through it, sound fine. Add a little more. Listen to the beat, static everywhere. And shit was driving me crazy. Called the dude back, asked him like, man, what the hell did you do to stop this tacky little static sound? Oh man, I cut the volume down, I'm recording and did all that. Okay. Then something hit me. That's the same sound you had with the RAM in there. Take the RAM out and see what it do. Took the RAM out, loaded the memory up, no noise whatsoever. Okay, get your little air blower, blow in the socket, make sure it just wasn't dust or something like that. Put the RAM back in, seat it good. Start loading up samples, memory get halfway full, bam, staticky as hell. But shit, he was cool about it. I sent him an email like, man, it was the faulty RAM that was causing the noise, which is probably why he sold it. He couldn't figure out what that damn noise was. I know that's why he sold it. So shit, he was cool about it though. I sent him a receipt like, man, I just ordered a $100 RAM package from Jazz Cat, and he actually gave me $100 back. So shit, big ups to you. Guy on Reverb, I like you. I like your style. If you get a review. So yeah, got this thing going. I'm waiting on the RAM now. My RAM still ain't made it here. I ordered the RAM and I ordered the SCSI drive. Cause I don't know if you can see over here, yeah. I this is 4 drives. It's got a zip drive, a CF drive, a SD card, and a PCM card, all built into that hard drive. They show up on different drives. That's connected to this S5000. Then I got this hard drive. It's gonna be SCSI to the 60. I'm just waiting on the SCSI kit, because as you know, 60s didn't really come with the connected SCSI port on the back. So as soon as Jazz Cat get here with the memory and that SCSI, hooking that up, and there will be no more floppies. Where the hell? I got a whole box of floppies around here somewhere. I never want to see these suckers. Old school, straight old school. And some's like, what the fuck is that? Motherfucker, whole 1.44 megabytes. Anyway. Yeah, well, I really made this video. I had told a guy a while back, he asked me how was I having all these MPCs, how was I tracking them out into Studio One. Let me show you. I told him I'd make a video and show him. So actually, what I do is, as you can see, let me go down. As you can see, I got 8 cables from the individual outs. And what makes this motherfucker so good is, say I hit mixer. The 4000, you actually add a part to each track, and each part can hold your program, and you know your program holds your samples. So when I want to send something to an individual out, all I do is twist this little knob right up here, one of these, and change it to 5, 4. You know, you see I got them all, and when I look at the name of the program change as I switch over, and the part number changes. See, most of the other MPCs, you gotta change the sample on the pad and assign the sample to an individual out in the back. But this 4000, the way they had it set up, I love it. You got a part. A part is on each track. Track 1, part 1. If you set it up like that, track 2, part 2. Track 3, part 3. Track 4, part 4. You know, all you do is assign those parts. Part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and so on, into whatever out you want to go out. You can record 8 at a time. Record 8. Mute those first 8. Record your other 8. Now see, from there, what it is it's going to this board, which as you can see is already playing. See, that's where that's coming from, that background noise, and it's coming through channels 1 through 8. The 4000 is going through channels 1 through 8. The 6000 is the same thing. It's connected through channels 9 through 16. Then I got the other channels going to the S5000. So everything has its own channel on the board. Technically, they ran through this patch bay, which is normal. So I don't have to plug any cable in it. And if I want to send a signal to any one of those channels or from any one of those channels, it breaks that connection when I plug it in because it's normalized. But yeah, as you see, everything is from this board, the board is also connected to the patch bay, just these 8 groups. The board goes like this. All of these channels receive the connection from the MPCs. You assign each one of these channels to a group bus, which is 1 through 8. And then you mix. These are your groups. You mix it through 1 through 8. The buses out from that are sent to the patch bay, but they ultimately wind up in these interfaces, these Fire Studio tubes. In a regular Fire Studio project, I just ordered one more Fire Studio tube too, so it'll be here like in the next day or so, because I need a few more inputs. So you got all of these going through the board, which is routed to the bus, coming out of the bus and going to inputs 1 through 8 on the back of this Fire Studio tube. You got me? So whatever you record ultimately winds up in 1 through 8, which is connected to the computer. So all you do is go in Studio 1, arm your tracks 1 through 8, send those tracks from 1 through 8 to the interface. You connect them to the interface. You tell them where you want to record from. You select input 1 through 8. Arm your track. You're going to start seeing your levels from the board, from which one of these MPCs. You can only do 8 tracks at a time, so do your first 8 tracks. You mute those, go back and do the second 8 tracks. That's how I get everything into the computer. Then I do my editing, because what I do is I got my 1176 compressor, my Bluey, hooked up to input 5 on there. So if I want to send the drums processing through my Bluey, or I got this going through input 3, I think, on this, whatever it's labeled in there. And all I do is connect it. What's the hell is the name of that plug-in? They got a plug-in where you can get all your outboard gear into it. I forget the name of that plug-in. Go to that plug-in and just basically choose what piece of gear you want to run it through, and it actually treats it just like a plug-in. But you're using hardware gear and not a plug-in. But you're using your hardware gear as a plug-in. So if I had drums on track 5, I would send track 5 through input and output 5 on this one, which is automatically routed through here. You start seeing the level moving, everything, record it on in. Shit, it's simple. But yeah, I'm just sitting here waiting on my RAM, y'all. My RAM and my SCSI. I can put everything back together, and I'm good. Shit, I'm gonna come back, drop some music on y'all with the 60. Man, that motherfucker is a beast. I'm in love with it. I'm ready to throw this shit down the street now. You see, I still got the X over here. She still do her thing. That's beautiful. But I gotta move all this stuff. So man, I got another room. I had shoulder surgery, so I really can't lift too much right now. But I gotta move all this shit. I got a console for the Raven. I still gotta put up with 2 sidecars. Yeah, look like I got my work cut out of me. About to smoke a cigar, then get in here and see what I can cook up. Y'all, peace. 1.